Hey, this is Jonathan. Today I'm once again really tired, but I had a really good day today, so yeah, I'm not too bothered by that. Just wanted to do a shorter update today, I think. So I've done a little bit of thinking about how this game is going to turn out, and I've kind of compiled a little list of things that I'm going to be doing, or sorry, a list of ideas that I have for the game. Here are things that I generally think will definitely stay. Like, I'm not going to change any of these things. I'll go over them. So I do want to make this a twin stick shooter. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. I said I wouldn't make it exactly like A Link to the Past, so it's not going to play like a Zelda game, but it might play a little bit like one. But instead of having like a sword as your like main weapon, you're gonna be using, well, some kind of like pea shooter or something, because that's how these kinds of games work. Now, I did decide to take a slightly more different approach. So I know a lot of games these days are doing the whole rapid fire thing, and when you take the twin stick shooter approach, yeah, it seems very common. Like if you think about like Geometry Wars or like Gungeon, Nuclear Throne, those kinds of games. Like usually there's like some amount of like more rapid fire, I guess. Actually, I don't know about Nuclear Throne. I actually haven't seen all that much footage of it, but like I kind of figured it was just another like Gungeon type game. So yeah, there's gonna be no rapid fire in this game because I kind of like there's one game that I really thought was kind of underrated and enjoyed was We Play Tanks on the Wii. Like it's not a like the game as a whole, like the whole package is like not like super amazing or anything, but just like the tank mini game was had some surprising depth to it for what it was, and it was actually kind of fun. I didn't really like the like game over system of that game, where you had to like start from the very beginning every time. But it was a really interesting. It was a very interesting experience, and yeah, it felt really like strategic how you had to play it, and I really liked that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of going for here. A sort of like a We Play Tanks sort of gameplay. I know there's other games that do this. Like I think the original Tank game, pretty sure that also has like more like slower shooting, Space Invaders, you know. But I mean, this is I want to have like free movement here, so yeah, we're definitely gonna go with like a mixture of Zelda and We Play Tanks. And starting with low health, that's also another holdover from that. The idea here is obviously that you're going to be able to pick up items that will make the game easier for you, and one of them is going to be the ability to increase your health. Seems like a fairly standard thing to do. That's generally the plan for how the game is going to play out. I haven't really decided too much else. Like I haven't decided level layouts or anything. As you can see, I've just got like a blank square in the background here. That's I was going to start planning out rooms, but I realized that, you know what, planning out rooms doesn't really make sense unless you actually know how the game plays or how it feels. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to implement part of the game, like just create like a little character model who just like runs around and shoots stuff, whatever. I'll add some extra items, see how it feels, and then start using that to get inspiration for how I want to like design levels around that. And of course we're gonna have to add like different kinds of enemies and stuff too, but I'll think about enemy design a little bit later. So we'll get into the progression items. So these are like the major progression items that I've been thinking of. I kind of like the idea of having like a rebound shot type weapon, because this obviously is another thing that I got, another idea I got from the whole We Play Tanks. Yeah, in the original We Play Tanks, you had the ability to shoot walls, and I think your bullets could bounce off of like one wall, The bullets were really slow traveling, and if they hit a wall, they'd bounce off of it, and you could use that to kind of like bank shots around corners and stuff like that. I think the enemies also had this property too, unless they had like rockets. Like certain enemies could shoot like super fast shots that just explode on contact with a wall. And then there was like a green tank that like could snipe you with like rebounding shots. Like it had a super fast shot that could like rebound a couple times, I believe. Like I thought that was a really interesting dynamic that they had there. So like there are certain enemies that could that you had the advantage over in certain situations, and some enemies that had the advantage over you in certain situations. Like it was kind of cool. And you had to like kind of work your way out. Like, how do I avoid getting sniped by this green tank? What's the best way to handle it? I like that idea, and so I decided I'd add some kind of like rebound shot like that. Maybe it's a faster firing shot, or maybe it'll fire just as fast as the other one, but it'll rebound twice, and you can use that to like hit certain switches like around corners. That's the kind of idea that I had. So yeah, that definitely something I'm considering. I went with close range blade. I know I said I wouldn't make it like Zelda, but yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool in a game that's mostly centered around like projectiles, and have like a close range option. This would have to be balanced very carefully. I don't want it to be like a primary like weapon that you would use all the time. So maybe I give it like an extreme cooldown. I might make it more like a good against bosses if you can get up really close to them and attack them. I'm not really sure how this is going to be balanced, but yeah, I just wanted to have some kind of close range attack, and this could like cut down like, I don't know, certain things, cuttable things. So yeah, this would be an option for clearing away some obstacles. Time slot bomb is something that I've kind of been playing with for a while, actually, because I once tried to make a sort of twin stick shooter bullet hell type game a long time ago. Obviously didn't pan out. I didn't actually complete it, but it was an interesting little concept. Like the ability just like I mean by bomb I mean sort of like your traditional what do you call those? Shoot 'em up? Yeah, your typical shmup bombs. Usually they clear the screen and like kill all the enemies and stuff. This will be a bit different. This is just gonna stop everything, all enemies, all bullets. So a little bit different from your typical shmup bomb. And you can just kind of like dodge and weave around stuff while it's frozen. And of course this could have some implications where you have like a turret that's like, I don't know, shooting stuff quickly. You can like stop time and kind of weave between the bullets or something. I don't know. It's certainly something to think about. This pinpoint strike thing is not very descriptive, I realize, but it's more like I didn't really have an idea for like what the weapon would look like or what kind of weapon it is. But essentially, the idea is that at a set distance away from your character, you can directly attack some area. So maybe it's like a small circle that's like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 centimeters away from your character. Something that would be able to hit on the other side of a wall, for example. That's kind of where I got the idea that this could be a good progression item, and yeah, it's in general I kind of like the idea of having I don't know, almost like a satellite laser type attack. That might end up being what this is, but yeah, I haven't decided. The bullet shield is something a little bit different. This is actually a literal like shield made of like shots that will surround your character. And what I was thinking was, if it'll follow you around. And it will like protect you, so this could be used to like shield like yourself from certain attacks or certain, like, I don't know, turrets or something, and then that would be like how you'd progress through an area. But I was thinking of getting a unique property where you could like fire it the way that it would work is the shield would stop following you, and essentially the shots would all like stream out from in the direction that you decide to shoot it in. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I thought it was a fairly unique idea, and I haven't really seen that in any other games. So yeah, it's something a little bit different. I kind of think of it like a Mega Man type shield weapon, but doesn't behave like most. It would be like a variant of a Mega Man shield. So yeah, I kind of like the idea behind this one, which is why I thought it'd be a cool progression item to add to the list. Keycard is, I figured, A Link to the Past has a whole bunch of items that are like multi-purpose useful and stuff, like the hookshot and the hammer and the fire rod, etc. But it also has its fetch quest type items, like the duds, the ones that don't really do anything, but you might need them. For example, like well, I wouldn't say the magic powder is completely useless, but like the mushroom or like the shovel. Those are kind of like, yeah, you can use them a bit, sort of. Well, not the mushroom. Well, the mushroom can give you fake powder, so that's not true. But yeah, like the shovel is relatively useless. So yeah, and it gives you access to one item. I'd rather have like a key card thing that doesn't really do anything, but also unlocks maybe more locations than just one. I'm not really sure how I feel about fetch quest items, to be honest. They seem kind of, I don't know. They are things that you don't want to see, but at the same time, they kind of also make the randomized experience a little bit more fun for the audience sometimes. So yeah, I'm considering making this like the troll item. Like maybe there's one room that requires a keycard to access, and there's an item in there. I'm not entirely decided yet, though. And a screen clear bomb. This one, not like this one. So this screen clear bomb is not like your typical shmup bomb again, because this is one that actually you would put it somewhere, and it can take hits from. So you'd shoot it with your regular like pea shooter or whatever, and then eventually, after you hit it enough times, it would like clear everything on the screen. But if an enemy hits it, it gets destroyed and it doesn't go off. And enemies will try to prioritize this. What I was thinking was that maybe this has some interesting potential. Like if enemies try to target this, it could be used as like a bait, right? And if baiting enemies is a way to get through an area, then it could serve as progression. So yeah, that was kind of the idea that I had behind this one. It's a pretty cool little item that I think will be more balanced because of this. The whole enemy can destroy it in one hit, but you have to take multiple hits to destroy it. Yeah, just generating ideas. Don't really know if this is the final list, but yeah, I've come up with like 7 potential progression items here, so I think I'm fairly satisfied with that. And then I need to just come up with some like junk items and not so junk items, nice to haves, I guess. But yeah, I generally really like what I've come up with so far. Other gameplay mechanics I was thinking of was maybe this whole, like the setting might be in maybe a lab. The way I was thinking of doing it was maybe dividing up the lab into several like subsections with like, I don't know, different artificial biomes. That way we could have more varied environments. Because one thing that I've personally never really liked about certain Metroidvania games, like mostly like, well, yeah, mostly the Metroid games, is just like most of the game takes place in this dark, gloomy, cavernous type of location. Like sometimes it changes color. Sometimes you get like the green cavern with the grass, and then you get the blue cavern with the rocks, and the red cavern. Yeah, they're different environments. Sure, you could make that point, and then there's like the wreck ship, which is different too. But like I don't know, those kind of environments just kind of, I don't know, blend together. they don't really stand out to me. So I was thinking of trying to branch out a little bit more than just have like lab and like blue lab, red lab. The lab that got I don't know, destroyed. You know, like we need to have some variety, and that's kind of why I think that this idea is what I want to go with. Among other things, I've been thinking of what kinds of obstacles there might be. So obstacles might include, well, walls, for one thing. Just for plain old walls. This is one that I'm not so sure about, breakable walls. So, breakable walls works in Metroidvanias. I guess Zelda kinda has them with bombable walls. There are certain walls in Legend of Zelda games that are completely unmarked and you can just blow them up. Not sure how many of those exist in A Link to the Past and how many of those you would have to actually bomb, typically. I have watched several A Link to the Past rando runs, but I don't remember any unmarked bomb locations in that game. So, yeah. This is something that I'm kind of thinking about, but also not so sure about, because I don't want the game to turn into like a wall checking simulator. I mean, I guess if you've already played the game, or if you're playing the randomizer, you would know, so it's not such a big deal. But if I do breakable walls, maybe I'll just make them plainly marked. It's one kind of thing that I was considering. And that might go with like screen clear bomb. Like it might be able to clear away these breakable walls if it has the chance to do so. So yeah, there's that. Another one was mirrors. This one I'm less clear about, but this kind of goes back to the rebounding shot stuff. So I was thinking of having some kind of wall type or obstacle type that you could shoot a bullet at and it would like bounce your attack off. So, you know, similar kind of thing to the rebounding shot. I would probably have to put in place some kind of limit if we had like 2 mirrors, or I guess placed in such a way that you could like rebound shots infinitely. I'd have to put a limit on how many times the shot can bounce, because otherwise we can fill up the room with bullets until the game just crashes. Not really a good idea, so yeah, I would like to make sure that that can't happen, and we can do some interesting things with the mirrors, I'm sure. So yeah, those are all the ideas I've come up with so far. I'm not committed to any level design, like I said. I have this blank square, this blank space. I don't really know what to do with it yet, but just based on these ideas, I think I can at least come up with, or like I can at least create a game with a character who can use these weapons, shoot regular shots, all that good stuff, and based on that prototype, I can come up with more fun level design. Yeah, that's my current thinking. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, or if I'm just going to have like a burst of inspiration, like, oh yeah, I could design a level like this. I don't really know how level design typically works, so yeah. So we'll see. We'll just kind of play this by ear. I just mostly do game development as a hobby, right? So we gotta try things. We gotta try things, and not everything's necessarily gonna work. That's just kind of how it goes. Anyway, how long has that been? Only 19 minutes. Okay. Well, in that case, I might try poking around with this a little bit longer. Yeah, this has been tough. This is definitely a tough nut to crack. I am considering just boxing. I am greatly considering this, and I know that's a little bit slower, but playing with lifetimes it's difficult. Learning how to use lifetimes in this kind of situation is hard, for at least for a beginner like me who doesn't understand the error entirely. So boxing is an option. I don't want to do it just yet, but I will try and time box time box my investigation of this to, I don't know, another day maybe. So I don't want to spend so much time on trying to solve this. I do want to move forward with the project and continue working on other parts. So if I have to take the slower path, the easy way out of this, I will. I can always refactor later. Or not refactor, I guess. That would just... I'd be changing the behavior. So yeah, I can always change the behavior later. So I'm not super concerned about having to be forced back into boxing as the one option that I have. Yeah, like we can try and give this a shot. So let's try to read this and read with more comprehension. Type mismatch in closure arguments. Right, so it found a signature of this. And it expected a signature of this. So it essentially expects the same signature, but with this condition that for all lifetimes, this function will be able to live as long as that lifetime, I guess. I did a little bit of research into this special for lifetime syntax. Didn't entirely understand it, but I kind of got the gist of it to some degree at least. There was actually a page on it in the Rustonomicon, so I was just like, oh boy, I'm in over my head. I haven't actually read the Rustonomicon, by the way. Rustonomicon is like the advanced Rust tutorial stuff, and I definitely should read it, and I had plans on reading it over my winter break, but we're not there yet, and I might need that information a little bit earlier, so yeah, I might have to delve into that a little bit deeper just to get some more understanding. I know there's a little bit more on closures in the actual original Rust programming language book, so I will probably read that as well. For now, I will try to grok this as best as I can with the limited set of tools that I have. Limited set of tools for reasoning is what I mean. So we also have this type mismatch. Yeah, these seem to kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Type mismatch resolving for, and then that lifetime as standard ops fun once. Yes. Expected a bound lifetime parameter, but found a concrete lifetime. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go. I know I say that a lot, but I really don't know how to change this. Now, I did see a couple of pages that seemed kind of useful. Hey, was this still open? Okay. Didn't know that. Thought I closed that at some point, but I didn't. Alright, I did read this. That looks exactly like the error that I'm having. Yeah, let's read this problem. He's having issues with lifetimes in a function that takes a function as an argument. I know the fix was like relatively simple, and I don't know if I can do the same thing, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, the function that he passes into this function comes from the non-parser combinator library. And that function would be... which one? Oh, where non-parser is this? Oh, yes, no. Ah, he gave the generic a real name instead of just like F or T. So this is also just a... yeah, that's just a generic. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I am A-okay with that. Our non-parser is this function. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He takes it in as an argument. Understood. Is that error? And of course, some of the relevant code wasn't supplied. So they're guessing that the full test case looks like this. Abstract expression. Alright, let's try and parse what we're reading. Haha. Yeah, so this is the function that he defined in the original post here. This parser doesn't seem to do anything. And they pass in this parser. Right, and parser is just a function. Exactly. Makes sense to me. Well, this is, isn't this different? Like, isn't this like a function pointer? But it seems like they can treat it the same way as the closures that I'm passing around, so okay. And he is getting the same error, so it can't be that different. Alright, so the problem is the lifetime of expression. Yeah, so expression has a lifetime on it. Is that what I have? I forgot what I have. What's my problem? Yeah, is accessible. This function has a lifetime on the input value. Whereas in this example, I think there's a... no, was there? There's also a lifetime on the input value here, yeah. Okay. No, that's not wrong. Lifetime expression. The parser function needs to match this. Uh-huh. Yeah, non-parser needs to be that, but this is the signature of parser. So this is the signature that... yeah, this is a different signature from this one over here. So maybe you want parse... oh, okay. Where this thing has the... okay, yeah. Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it? They forgot to give this a lifetime, and that would better match this. It seems to make sense. Oh, and that was all there was to this post. That's all she wrote. Okay. That seems exactly like what I'm having trouble with, I think. Right? Is that what I'm having trouble with? I don't know. I already forgot what I was looking at. This. Yes, down here. We have this access func 0, and I pass that in to is accessible, and is accessible doesn't really like that. Is accessible has a lifetime parameter on it, doesn't it? It does. So why wouldn't I do something like this? Would that work? And I can do the same thing for the rest of these? Oh dear. Because that doesn't compile. There's the reason. Okay. Expected a colon, huh? Fascinating. Right, I guess I can't do that in the constructor, because that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah. But I do want to... I do need to give this some kind of lifetime, right? Just kind of... This is essentially the same issue that the other person was having. Yeah, expected a bound lifetime parameter. How to give a lifetime? I know you can give like a block a lifetime. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's see. Lifetimes. Rust. I know I'm getting a lot of tabs now. I have a lot of tabs open. I will try to address that at some point. For example, the case well, this is not really what I was looking for. Wait. That was the bucket. Explicit annotation. Here we go. You can annotate a block, can't you? I feel like you can. I don't remember the syntax for it, but I definitely remember that being possible. Huh. Nope, that doesn't seem right. I know about the static lifetime, and then this type of lifetime elision. I don't care about that. Oh well, I have to press back a lot if I want to get out of here. This is the old book, isn't it? This definitely looks like the old book. Yeah. Does this have anything about explicitly making like blocks with lifetimes on them? Maybe people don't generally do that. That may not be considered a good practice, perhaps. Definitely feel like it's something that I have seen though, somewhere, at least. Like you mark a block as like static. Yeah, just I'm trying to picture a way to map my problem to that other guy's issue. So the type mismatch was happening. Lifetime parameter, found copy lifetime parameter. Parse. Right. For me, it's happening on this because I'm taking in this reference to a function. Okay. And what was the solution? The solution was to change the definition of parse. But I don't really know how to change is accessible here to actually work with what I need it to do. So that's fantastic. There's definitely something I can do. Let's see if I can like make a block and I don't know. Give it a lifetime. It's all I can really think of at this point, because I just don't have any other ideas. What was it, like that? I think that's not valid. No. No, it's not. Assign lifetime to block rest. I don't know. I've definitely seen that syntax somewhere. I just don't remember where. Oh, that's gonna bother me a lot, apparently. Oh, that's definitely gonna bother me a lot, because I don't know what it looked like exactly. I want the exact definition, but I just can't remember what it looked like. No. Maybe you can't do that after all? Maybe I'm just going crazy. Like, I thought it was possible, but it's not. I don't know. How long have I been going now? I just don't feel ready to give up yet. But I can't do that. No, I certainly can't do that. Oh, there's something. I'm missing something. There has to be a way to make this work. That isn't this. Just what? Just what am I missing? What do I need to do? I need to include a lifetime. I know that much. Where do I do that? Can I assign a lifetime here? Can I put a can I give a lifetime on a let? Does that work? Well, if it's a static lifetime, yeah. That's kind of different. I am missing something. Missing something big. Okay, so I know that my problem is generally like this one. And then I have a type mismatch. Wait, if the problem was here in parse, not the parser, yeah, then where the parser? Okay, yeah, well, I'm already taking the lifetime though. That's different. This guy wasn't doing that. The function my part that I'm missing is the other part where I need to give it a function that has a lifetime on it. How would you do that? How on earth would I do this? I want to do this. This is what I need to do. I need to create like a function like parser here. But I don't have a lifetime. And I can't just add a lifetime parameter here, can I? I feel like I'd have to like fill it in at the very least if I was to do something like that. And I almost certainly have done something like this already in the past. But yeah, once again, I should be able to just follow what this guy did. So yeah, this like fun, whatever, result thing. I can do the same thing, but with my filled item, or filled location. Instead of a result, just return a bool. As long as it lives, as long as, I don't know, lifetime A. Oh, it doesn't like this? Why not? Why not? Oh, labeled item. That was what I did wrong. Yeah. It wants labeled items, but it doesn't get them. Alternatively, I guess I could define this as a function. And that could work. Okay, I want to know what this error is. That one's interesting. Oh, I see the error right in here. Okay, maybe this thing will tell me. I have no idea anymore. Okay. Let me look up my problem. Let me think. Was it trait? Expected. Or was it a trait? Yeah, here it is. So let's not compile. Closures are not functions because they move and or borrow values. Okay, let me explain to me what did you do? This is some funky syntax, I'll say. See, the thing I don't like about the syntax is that it almost looks like, you know, like a curried function, you know? Like you'd have this would be one argument, this is another argument, this could be the return value, or like this is a argument, and maybe like this is the return value, I don't know, like. But it's different. It's not the same as like currying. At least it doesn't feel like it is, based on like these errors. Try it with functions. What did they do before? Oh, okay, I see. So this is... What is... Oh, this is just a function that takes nothing and returns 0. So this is just a closure. I see. This is a, like, really empty closure. Closures aren't functions, but this is a function pointer, I believe? I don't know. What's so different about these? This one just looks like it's expanded. Is there actually a difference? Socket Fun, fun, fun. Oh. Fascinating. Can we do the same with a closure? Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, closures have definitely been challenging to work with. This kind of emphasizes some of the problems that I've had. There's almost nothing unhappy. Okay. That's valid. For some reason. But using it is not valid. Oh, this is fascinating. Huh. Okay. So closures are heap allocated. Is that what you're saying? Huh. Then why would I have to box it then? Ugh. I don't understand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Something... Yeah, something here probably will help, but from what I read, I'm not really too sure. Expected a trait, found a closure. A wasp nest, yeah, that's right. So that seems about right to me. Oh, hey. This one's in Japanese. And I think I can actually read some of this. I actually can read a little bit of that. I'm not really sure what this height is. I don't really know if I want to go to that. Again, I'm just guided right back here. It's implemented automatically by closures. Yeah, well, I have a closure. Can I not? What like, I don't understand how this can happen. Oh, okay. Wow, they actually refer to the Rustonomicon here. Is the Rustonomicon like official documentation? Is that like part of it? Yeah. I don't know what else to really do. Is a closure the wrong thing to be using here? That's what I'm starting to wonder. Oof. So what do they annotate this as? Nothing. But then this one is like okay with that. It's like there's no problem doing that. So, well, that's because they didn't refactor the closure yet. Okay, but they also just let type inference do its thing here, and then they just call it. They don't pass the closure into something. I don't know. I have the same page open twice too. This is getting ridiculous. Let's close these because we don't need those anymore. This. Probably can keep that. I'm trying to think about how do I pass a closure to a function. Is that what I want? I guess how to pass a closure. Well, the function is just the constructor, right? How to pass closure with lifetime Rust. I don't know anymore. What? I'm wow. I'm wow confused. Okay. The first set, yeah, lifetime to the line. Let me see what this says. What does this look like? So another parser. Why are people writing all these parsers, and why are they all the people who have these problems with these closures? I wonder if there's something to that. Okay, he adds a lifetime here. That's kind of what I figured. You know, the lifetime to the type in your closure. Then everything is solved. Great, good for you. Doesn't work for me because of this. I'm pretty sure that's my problem. Oh, what in tarnation? No. Oh, the size for values of type. You don't be doing it compile time. I see. Maybe I do have to just box. I'm starting to think that I do have to box. I'm not really sure. But it's really looking that way. It really is. If I have to box, then is that so bad? Would that be so bad? Well, I certainly don't know how to annotate this properly, apparently. Yeah, alright. I think I'm gonna probably call it here. Well, I guess before I do that, let's at least make an attempt to box it. I want to move on. I don't want to spend any more time on this. I've already spent a lot of time on this. So let's try doing the box closure. I don't remember exactly which page it was that someone was talking about that. It was like how to store a closure. Oh yeah, this is box dine thing. Okay. Not really sure why it needs that dine. But I suppose that I could just do that. So how do they do it? They just box the whole thing up, add a dine, and that works. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I would be fine with that, I suppose. I'm not having very much luck otherwise. If anybody knows the actual proper solution to this, I would love to know. If there is a proper solution. Maybe I'm approaching this problem in entirely the wrong way. Not sure. I'm just like kind of vaguely hoping that someday in the distant future someone will like point this out and be like, hey, you're not supposed to do it that way. Like, I'd be okay with that. I'd definitely be down with that. Also, I don't think I need to even do that, do I? If I'm just gonna take a box pointer. Because I can just, well, I do have to specify the type at least, I believe. I'm pretty sure I do have to at least specify the type, so let's do a little bit of this. Just a little bit. Not too much. Why are you not okay with this? How to struct box. Oh. Oh, I completely screwed that up, didn't I? Is this even okay? It is okay. Yeah, that's a concrete type. That's right, because this is a... Yeah, this is the box is a type constructor, and we are passing it a concrete argument, so I guess that's okay. And once again, I completely avoid lifetimes, because I just... Every time I run into an issue with lifetimes, especially to do with closures, it just adds so much friction, and I can't really move forward. I do really want to figure this out at some point, though. If there was a real way to get around that problem. That'd be so nice to know. Like, finally, how does this work? I'll take the boxed pointer for now, though. It's fine. It's fine. I'll live with that. I do have to box this, though, don't I? I definitely think I have to box this. Yeah, we do need to box. We do things a slow way here. Oh, I had this on paste still? I might as well do that then. Can I give a box to this guy? Oh, I don't have that key that lets you jump to the end of the line on this keyboard, or at least I can't easily find it. I probably do have it somewhere, but yeah. Yeah, you don't need a lifetime here anymore, I guess. That's gonna cause so many problems, isn't it? Wait, location still requires a lifetime? Are you kidding? I thought I got rid of it. I did get rid of it. There we go. I can figure this out. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, I'll try running it now. I will just need to see what happens. What? Oh, I can't copy a box. Dang it. Ah, I see. Well, in that case... that doesn't work either? I need a new strategy. I definitely need a new strategy. This is none of this stuff is working. None of the things I've tried have come close to working, or at least they didn't look close to working at all. So yeah, I'm gonna end things here again, and I'll try and clean up this mess that I've made somehow. I think what I need to do maybe is just revert back to the enum for a bit, at least for the time being, until I have a proper fix for this.